Hi, Coach Huber here. Thanks for joining me today. Is it okay to hit the long ball in batting practice? This is an interesting topic of discussion that most coaches would argue that hitting the long ball in batting practice is not a good idea. Today's lesson is going to pose an argument of just the opposite, that hitting the long ball is okay and if monitored correctly can be very beneficial. I hear many stories about players who hit the ball over the fence in batting practice and the coach pulls the player out of the cages and makes him go get the ball. Since I hear these types of stories a lot, players tell me the message the coach is sending them, which is, don't you dare extend yourself. From the coach's standpoint, I can see their point. He wants the player to have discipline and have more of a compact swing. From the player's standpoint, this forces him to be short and quick to the ball and has him focus on hitting hard base hits in batting practice. The argument against this is that the concept works against the laws of attraction and the components of a good offensive club. Good offensive clubs simply out-hit and, more importantly, outslug their opponents on a regular basis. Practicing just hitting base hits can maybe help a team get some hits, but championship teams usually lead the league in extra base hits. In batting practice, if players do not learn how to hit it harder and farther in the outfield in batting practice, then it's probably not going to happen in a game on a consistent basis. Championship teams hit extra base hits close to 30% of the time. So if there's a way to teach hitters to hit the ball harder and farther in games, it would make more sense to change the batting practice routine to allow this to happen. As a rule, players that hit the ball harder than 70% of the time in batting practice include plenty of good gap shots or balls over the fence should be allowed to extend themselves. Personally, I have a training program that gets hitters up to hit up and down the lineup to hit these batting practice numbers in batting practice on a daily basis. The result is dramatic increases in team batting average and slugging percentage. The numbers games that are played in batting practice do play out in games, and hitters reach their potential to hit for higher averages while increasing their power numbers at the same time. There are specialized techniques that I personally use that have never been seen before to get a whole lineup to hit at this pace in batting practice. And it would be advisable not to play the games that I just discussed unless you are confident you can help your hitters do this. This numbers game will help hitters with plate discipline along with activating the power muscles on the backside. Most hitters who try to extend themselves lose control of their swing, and that's what coaches are afraid of. However, if the player is hitting the ball hard 70% of the time while shooting the gaps and placing balls on the other side of the fence, then and only then is it safe to let hitters extend their power. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you soon.